Hello and welcome to another hand feeding video. Today we will be feeding a small clutch of conures. These are Suncheek conures, a color mutation of the green cheek conure, and in my opinion one of the prettiest conures that you can get. A small clutch here. They've been in hand feeding for a little over a week. Let's start off with the small one. He seems the most hungry. Take him gently out. Let's see, you can see him good there. Now, conures are pretty simple to hand feed compared to some of the other birds like cockatiels and linneys. They are not ravenous feeders. But they are eager. Just be nice and slow about it. And you can watch the crop slowly filling up. The main concern in feeding conures is making sure that they get enough food at each feeding. They often will stop on their own, but you want to make sure that they get enough. And that can be a little hard, especially in the beginning if you're hand feeding your first clutch of conures, to know exactly how much they need to get an optimal growth result. The best way to know exactly how much to feed them is to weigh them before and after a feeding. There are charts on the internet that you can find. This guy is full. That'll show you by percentage of body weight how much each breed of bird should be eating at what age. Usually it's about anywhere between 8 to 10% of body weight at each feeding. Minus, of course, what is already in the crop from the last feeding. This guy, his crop is empty. And after you do many feedings, you will just get a feel as to how much they should eat. But at the beginning, it's good to go by body weight. So you would need a accurate digital scale. You weigh the baby in their container before a feeding, and again after. And just make sure that your body weight has gone up by the 8%, 10%, 12% that they need. I believe for conures, it is about a 10% body weight per feeding until a certain age. But after you've fed a few hundred conures, you kind of get to know just by sight and feel how much they should be eating. But to get that experience, you have to know what the proper amount looks and feels like. You can tell there he was slowing down quite a bit at the end. He is just borderline done. A little bit more. That'll do it. Very cute at this age. Just losing the young baby fluff. Here and there you can see some pin feathers just starting to come in. The eyes are not open yet. It's always a treat when their eyes open for the first time and they look around and see you. You can go back in. And the last one. Only a small clutch of these guys. And you also want to make sure that the formula is at between 40 and 42.2 degrees. Too cold and they will reject it, and they could be a bad thing because they can get slow crop, sour crop. Too hot and they can burn their crop, and you don't want that. Very eager feeders at this age. They do slow down quite a bit when they get older. Although the most challenging time by far is the first day and the second day. That is before they really know how to feed from the syringe. You kind of have to teach them. But as you can see, they have this big shovel-like bottom beak. Almost as if it was made for a syringe. He is good and full. The crop is not too tight. It feels much like the heel of your thumb, the heel of your palm here. He's nice and warm here under the heat lamp. Maybe just a little bit more. It's important to control the head and control the body so they don't get too enthusiastic about their movements. If they fall forward too hard, they can land on their crop and they can push the formula back up, and then they could get it into their lungs. They still sound so hungry. You can see the crop working there to get the food into a good position. And these guys are getting a hand feeding every 4 hours. 8 a.m., noon, 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and midnight. And tonight should be their last, or second to last, middle of the night feeding. And take a little bit of time just to get them used to contact, see how they stand, make sure their legs and feet are doing fine. And they're all done. Conures are very easy to hand feed. They're eager to feed. But when they get older, they get a lot more rambunctious, and then they can be hard to control them. But that comes with time, and you get used to it pretty quickly. There we go. Those are 3 hand-fed conures. They're good for another 4 hours in a nice clean container. Now back in the brooder. Alright everybody, have a good day. And see you next time.